And a very good afternoon to you. It is Monday the 16th of November 2020, and this is Men's Radio Station with him, Russ Kane, who's feeling a bit mute today. Oh, there you go. I can hear you now. Hooray! Hello.
This was you deliberately trying to sabotage my good mood.
And me, Phil Dave. Might I just say, actually, what you didn't know is that up until that split second, I couldn't hear Russ, and I wasn't completely sure what the problem was. But I'm very
well. I tell you, you're missing very little. Let's not kid ourselves. What the hell are you missing? Nothing. Straight out the gap. In pole position, it's Kimi Lashmar in the Ferrari.
Oh,
Kimi Lashmar, who posted a blistering lap and won on pole.
Who's Pearl?
No, pole.
Oh, pole.
Like
Okay.
the people who do all your electric repairs. Anywho, another week. Are we going to make it? Hello, Paul Andrews. Paul Andrews in second position in the McLaren. Kimi Lashmar in the Ferrari. Paul Andrews, deadly rival in the McLaren on second on the grid.
As in that national grid?
It's the national grid. I've lost all interest in Formula One. I've got to be honest. I can't be bothered with it anymore. I used to absolutely be fanatical about Formula One, and I'm just not anymore. Angela Lee in third. This is the absolute best for the Red Bull team with Angela Lee in the Red Bull. Good God, we are graced, ladies and gentlemen, with showbiz royalty. Mr. Mark Moody. If you don't know who Mark Moody is, you're not in showbiz. Mark, welcome along to the show. It was very interesting. I posted...
hang on, I think Mark deserves one of these.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Mr. Mark Moody. Now, Mark and I were both at, it's an interesting thing, as you know, sadly, Des O'Connor passed away over the weekend. He was 88. Absolute legend and a charming and delightful man. And I'm suspecting, Mark, and I could be wrong here, that you and I both saw him for the last time at the same event, which was the great songwriter Tony Hatch. It was Tony Hatch's 80th birthday party. He held it on a beautiful boat, which then set sail up and down the Thames. It was a sensational party. I was very flattered to have been invited. Mark Moody was there. And so was Des O'Connor, very frail. Still Des, but frail, you know. And it was lovely to see Mark. It was lovely to see Des. And then I ended up pushing Des in his wheelchair for 90 minutes. Oh, back to the, can you believe that? It's the buzzer. Back to his hotel so that he and Jodie could get the car. Anyway, our commiserations from everyone at Men's Radio Station to Des O'Connor's family, Jodie and their son. And I know all the family as well. So he was a lovely man on Tony Hatch's boat. Absolutely right. Which
so
was called
my time of meeting Des O'Connor, and I know this isn't necessarily where the show's going, but just putting it out there.
Yeah.
So do you remember he used to do a daytime program with Melanie Sykes called Today with Des and Mel?
I do. Yes, indeed.
Okay, so before I started working in radio and becoming a little bit obsessed with the industry, I used to go to the television recordings. You remember the days when they actually used to allow an audience inside a television studio?
Yeah, I do. Cool.
Long time ago then. Yeah. But anyway, the point was that I went off with, I think it was my mother and a family friend of ours, 3, possibly 4 of us. Anyway, went to go and watch live of Today with Des and Mel. And it just happened that John Humphreys, he of Radio 4 fame and Mastermind.
Thank you. Look, if you just answer the question, Phil, thank you. You're on the Today program. Would you deny or would you not deny that this is what you said in the manifesto? John Humphreys.
Well, of his fame, he was on the show promoting his new book. Anyway, what happened was before the show started, I'd printed out, because I was I am a geek, for crying out loud. I'm a total geek. Bit of a geek, though. Printed out a t-shirt that had a photo of Melanie Sykes and Des O'Connor on it, saying Today with Des and Mel with their logo. And I wanted them to sign the t-shirt because I thought maybe it'd be worth something one day. And now, anyway, all right, now, so what I was thinking, so now the point.
Sad bastard.
No, I know. So it's terrible. Anyway, I had the t-shirt signed, but the point was that I asked the warm-up act if he could ask Des O'Connor to sign it, and Mel
that could have been Jeff Stevenson doing that. That could have been the great Jeff Stevenson doing the warm-up.
I don't remember who the warm-up was.
Well, what a fabulous guy.
I think it was Andy Collins, because I know Andy Collins. BBC. But anyway,
Right.
the point is that he did sign the t-shirt, as did Mel. And during the live program, and I wished I could find a clip of this, but unfortunately I can't find it anywhere. During the John Humphreys interview, John's talking about his new book, and Des says live on air, he says, maybe he'll sign it for you, Phil. And he said, I'm saying that live on, that was my only appearance on Stay with Des and Mel. So there you go.
Des O'Connor was charming, lovely, and exactly as delightful as you'd think would be. I once met Mel. What's her surname?
Sykes.
Only what? Sykes. I once met her. We were both opening the biggest Ford dealership in Europe. And I was there. She was there. I went up and said hello. I've still got frostbite. Moving on.
I'm not going to lie. I had heard rumors that that's why the show ended.
So I'm not a punter. I wasn't a punter. I was there, booked the same as she was, to open up this huge, magnificent Ford showroom. It was a massive place. So I'm not a punter asking for an autograph. I went up, as you would with any other work environment, and say, hello, I'm Russ. Nice. Common courtesy. I nearly lost 3 fingers.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I have heard such rumors.
Wow.
And Des was lovely, by the way.
What does it take? What does it take?
To the audience before the show started and everything.
Lovely man. Lovely.
Really, really lovely.
But in life, what does it take to be? It takes as long to be nice as it does to be unpleasant. There's no difference in the time at all. Somebody comes up, you make a little comment, they go away happy. No point in being rude. Nell Sykes was known for her warmth, says Ramsey Y. Masalim. We got Des O'Connor and the Spurs and England goalkeeper Ray Clements passed away. I'm not into football, so I know a lot of people are very upset about that. I got to be honest.
Don't you think it's really interesting, though, that bearing in mind that Des O'Connor, obviously, we lost over the weekend, but earlier this year, we lost his sort of, who many describe as his sort of American counterpart, Regis Philbin.
Yeah.
Because the show that Today with Des and Mel was based on was
him and Kathy.
No, yes, yes, but it was known then as Live with Regis and Kelly. Because that was
Kelly,
the equivalent show in America. And then Regis Philbin left it, and then I think it was...
Well, it's interesting, because I'm not going to get on the grief. The one thing I compare is, you get on the grief. Somebody from... Pick a stupid example. Somebody from like Dave D. Dozy, Beaky McIntitch dies, and people go, tragedy.
It might make you say that, but it might make it easier to say.
I've only done it so that I can screw you up. And it's like you can't say tragedy. The guy was probably, not very young. And when was the last time you bought one of their records? 1960 something. So maybe it's upsetting for the family. It's horrible for the family. It's not a national tragedy. A train crash is a tragedy. A bomb explosion is a tragedy. A landslide is a tragedy. All these sort of things. So, as I'm not into football at all, I know who Ray Clements is, but I can't say because it doesn't resonate. It resonates with the family and it resonates with football fans. Of course it does. But I think, I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite and go, oh no, Ray Clements, and then pretend I can talk about it, because I can't. Des O'Connor, I adored. Ed Grossman, good afternoon, everyone. What else have we got? Paul Andrews. Des is one of the nice guys. Such a gentleman. Absolutely so. Kimmy Lashmar. Do you want to read this out, Philip?
I went to a Gloria Hunniford chat show.
Oh, I like her.
Well done.
I like her.
Spike Milligan, was it, by the way, Kimmy, was it Open House? She used to do this one on Channel 5. It was a terrific program. I used to love this. I don't understand why they stopped it. It was called Gloria Hunniford's Open House. It was a brilliant afternoon show on Channel 5. It's not often you say that. Anyway, Spike Milligan was on. He was hilarious and had to get so much cut out to fit into the show. Good Lord. Well, there you go.
Yeah. I have an affinity with Gloria, because in the same week that my wife died, her daughter, Karen Keating, died. So the press went to town. And it was a big deal. It was rather more big deal for our family, but you know what I'm saying. And I remember sitting outside in my garden, and the phone went, and it was Gloria. And we both sat there talking for an hour. And I've never forgotten the conversation. It was so poignant. I was in bits. Gloria was in bits. And both the people that we cared about had gone different routes to try and beat the cancer. And to be honest, neither worked. And then we went. And Gloria said something to me which turned out to be, those who know me, so true. She said, Russ, one day you'll meet somebody and you'll get your life back, but I will never meet another daughter. And I never forgot that. I never forgot, you know, and Gloria was right. And thank goodness I did meet somebody who, you know, has been amazing. But it was such a poignant thing for Gloria Hunniford to say. And I never forgot it. You know, two people.
Amazing thing to say. And and, you know, what a philosophical thing to say.
It was extremely philosophical. And I'd never thought of it like that. You know, you can't replace anybody, but you certainly can't replace a son and daughter. Of course, it's the wrong order of life. You know what I mean? Hang on, your mum's getting busy.
Des was so lovely when we met him. Mel wasn't. Sure.
For years, I've thought it was me. I thought, well, how can you offend someone just saying hello?
It was. Is she? I can't explain how she sort of she was in the studio. Okay,
yeah,
she was pretty much in the studio from the word go, but she was sitting at the desk. Actually, no, they both came out at the same time. I remember this because the warm-up act introduced them. Des came out. He started talking to the audience. She went straight to the desk and starts looking at cards as if the audience wasn't
there.
It's extraordinary. It's don't get me wrong. I actually think I'm sort of, from a production point of view, I'm sort of against, would you believe, the presenters coming out before going live. And the main reason I'm against that is because I, from a producer point of view, would want the reaction the audience would give when they first see them. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like. So I think any chatting with the audience could be done after the show. It doesn't have to be done beforehand. But the fact they both came out beforehand, Mel could have easily have read notes backstage. She didn't have to sit on the set and just sit there ignoring the audience, looking at everything in front of her. It was really, really bizarre.
Well, you know, it's attitude, isn't it? It's attitude. And it's what the thing I always talk about, the hypocrisy of it, that some people you think, and the public persona is so charming. And Mark Moody watching this must be cracked up because he meets them all the time. And, you know, they're so lovely and the camera stopped rolling. They're absolute monsters. And other people you think are really not, they're just perfectly charming. This is from Stephen Marsh. Do you want to pop that one up again?
I will do. But Ed's doing my job for me. I was Ed. You know, I was.
Yeah, we're all wrong, Ed. You're right. You're all wrong.
No, she isn't here. But I'm. The difference is that what we can do is speak as we find. Okay, this is not about hurling accusations at someone who isn't here to answer for themselves. This just happens to be my personal experience and Russ's personal experience. So even though you're absolutely right, she isn't here to answer for herself. We are allowed to say how we experience it, but it is important to stress as well from both our point of view.
Stop being so BBC. Stop it.
No, it is.
No, you're right. You're right.
It's perfectly possible that on both times she was having an off day. You never know. She might be lovely.
I might be Pope next week. Anyway, Francine Warner. Fran, where's my glasses? Yes, sweet. Please get your eyes fixed, Fran. It's ridiculous there. Now, Claudia and
Ed says,
this is sad.
Right. Ed, you say only joking, but you are right. So, you know what?
Actually, you're kind of right, but I don't care. Angela Lee. Oh, this is such a sad, but this is life. I'm going to read quickly 3 messages. Ramsey says, I can't imagine losing a child. I have to paraphrase that because my screen's just jumped. And Angela Lee says, can't imagine one of my children going before me. And then Chrissy Holt comes back. No, you can't. My son is missed, even though I have a son and 2 daughters. Oh, Chrissy from the middle of Spain on her tractor. Neither could I. It's every parent's nightmare, isn't it? Every parent's nightmare.
I can't play your music now after that, but no, you're quite right. So
that would be, even for you, inappropriate. Chrissy Holt, why haven't you got your headphones, Russ? Well, what I'm wearing today is my bitch buds. You see, I'm wearing these. I just thought, I thought I'd, change it up a little bit. And I find these work. I'll be absolutely honest, even though I normally wear the bows, which are fantastic.
Now, why do you call them bitch buds?
Because it just makes me laugh. I saw it somewhere and it's just made me laugh for months. Somebody said, Paul Andrews, would you like to read this one?
Des did a lovely idea for a live show. Walked out with house lights still up, dressed in jeans and jumper, sat on the front of the stage and answered questions, sang a few requests, and then second half, full orchestra, full show.
Oh, that's good.
And don't forget as well, of course, he did front countdown for a bit. He took over after Des Lynam.
Does Des Lynam do? I can't remember that at all.
What happened was it was Richard Whiteley, then Des Lynam took over for a short time.
Oh, lovely Richard Whiteley.
They got rid of him. And then Des O'Connor took over and he was brilliant. Then when Countdown was having a bit of a facelift and they brought in Jeff Stelling and Rachel Riley, Des O'Connor and Carol Horner.
Jeff who?
Jeff Stelling.
No idea. Never heard the name.
Nice Sports. Jeff Stelling is a bit of, even I know Jeff Stelling is a bit of a...
well, it's sports.
I know, I don't like sports either, but even I know who he is.
Francine, it's very sweet of you to say that I've had a lovely haircut. It's just, no, I've just I've cut my hair now, myself, as it shows, since January. I haven't been to my barber. I've got a barber around the corner, right? He's a lovely guy. But it's just a barber shop, it's nothing fancy.
I gave myself a trim over the weekend.
Did you do that? Did you really? Did you? It looks nice. It's so much better. I know we talked about it for 2 years. And then when you did it, it's just so much. And you must feel.
Well,
has it made you feel? It's an interesting point because I think a lot of other people wouldn't be. Did it make you feel more confident?
So no, the confidence definitely not. That actually diminished it a bit first.
Oh, okay.
I tell you what I did find though is that absolutely getting ready is a dream. It is so much.
Take about 30 seconds, if that.
So much.
Ready.
And I'm saving a fortune on shampoo. I can't tell you. And then not to mention the hair products as well. Well, I don't really use hair products.
Here's the thing. Somebody close to me said, I didn't read it. And she said, I've read. Just use water. Don't use any product. So this was like March. So I thought I'll give it a go for a few days, see if it works. I have not used any shampoo since March. And it's extraordinary. It's quite extraordinary. I just use water in the shower. Don't use any shampoo, any product, none.
Wow.
And it really works. Honestly, it really, really works. And I don't believe in half these things, but it's extraordinary. The hair feels softer, feels in better condition. So I just use. It works for me. So there we go. Bitch buds. Did you find them on the English dog rose just before it blooms?
you are tuned to the L'Oreal Hour here on Men's Radio
because we're worth it. We're not really.
Ramsey says, I once went on Question Time and Dimbleby, or David Dimbleby, came out to speak to the whole audience and made it clear he was there for the audience and to hold the guests to account on their behalf. Help set the tone for a successful show. The difference between the pros, honestly. David Dimbleby, there is a reason why he presents every single election program on the BBC. It's just because he is the finest the BBC has to offer on that front.
He's excellent. I mean, he's excellent. And you're way too young. Being my stepson, but you're way too young. But his father, Richard Dimbleby, was what a brilliant broadcaster he was when I was growing up. Oh my God, who did the royal weddings and funerals and everything like that. He was the creme de la creme. Shame his successor can't do that, says Ed Grossman. You ain't joking. Whoa, you ain't joking.
I think the owner's that bad.
He's all right. Must say a special good morning. Sharon McGovern has joined us. Sharon, I liked your post this morning. I thought it was very nice because she said, I'm in my 60s or I am 60. And then she went about all the things that you could do that you can't do anymore. And she was all the better for it. It's really, really good. Oh, my God. You better read this out, Phil. Wow, this isn't good. Sharon's post. Blind.
Sharon says, shocked to say 12 members of my family in Liverpool, COVID positive, 3 in intensive care.
Ooh.
1 has had life support turned off on Friday. And no hope. Just praying for others. Please all stay safe until it affects your own family. For real fear doesn't seem real. Good Lord.
Oh, man. You see, the people who are COVID deniers, who say there are still maniacs out there going, there's no such thing. Presumably they're worried if they walk too far, they will fall off the end of the flat earth. But this is madness. This is just madness. This is why people like that lunatic David Icke are so dangerous. So dangerous. It's nuts. You know, it's real. It's like saying flu isn't real, cold isn't real, sticking your hand in a pan of boiling water won't scald you. It's real. You know, whether you want to be terrified with it or not terrified, that is your choice. But it's still real. You know, you wouldn't walk across the M25 motorway at night, would you, to cross the road? You're going to get hurt.
I think the point is, though, and that's Sharon raises a very good point, is it's until it affects your family or your friends in the way that it does seem to for a number of people, certainly not the vast majority. And Sharon sounds like her family have had the most horrendous luck with this by the sound of it. But the point is that some people do get affected very badly by it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I pretend anything other than I believe the reaction to everything to do with COVID is grossly over exaggerated. But then again, I would say that because by the sound of it, I absolutely have not experienced anything like Sharon and her family have. But make no mistake, I still stand by for the vast majority, especially as what we've learned now more than ever, is that it seems to affect some more than others. There do seem to be common threads, whether it be diabetes, whether it be obesity. Sharon, please don't be offended. I'm not sure if any of these apply to your family, and I'm not implying they do. But the point is that we do know more now than we did do back in March. So I, like many, do question why the second lockdown is necessary, but I do it because I'm told that's what we're supposed to do.
Everyone pouring in with sympathy for Sharon McGovern. Oh, Sharon, do let me know. I'm 60 next month, sending virtual hugs. Ed Grossman, I'm so sorry to hear that. It's terrible. Sharon says, quite rightly, well, the funerals are real. They're not imaginary, are they? They're real. Ramsey says, a close friend spent 30 days on a ventilator before succumbing to COVID. The deniers are appalling. It's such a complicated issue. I make no bones about it. I violently disagreed with Phil back in late February, March about how it should be treated.
I can confirm it was pretty violent, actually.
It was well, no, I'd never do that, but it got quite heated. But here's the thing, you know, it was, do we save lives? Do we save the economy? Do we save people's livelihoods and way of life, or do we physically save lives? I am thrilled I'm not a politician and I don't have to make those decisions. I couldn't possibly do it. Angela Lee, Philip?
I have not in my family. I think she means she hasn't seen the effects of COVID in her family, but worked on COVID ward and saw many deaths and ill people. Yeah, absolutely, Angela. But out of those, out of interest, how many people did you see recover from it as well? That's what it is key to me. I'm not saying that those who lost their lives, it isn't terrible, but we don't hear very much about those who recover. And that disturbs me because that's just as important, honestly.
It's not news. You know it isn't. It's not news.
Chipping in on the conversation about the Dimbleby family. I didn't realize this, or did I realize? Maybe I did. My mother says, I met Richard Dimbleby a few times. Who knew that it wasn't just me who starstruck or who star spotted?
Where you got it from?
I met Richard Dimbleby a few times as David was at the same school as my brother. How did I not know this? Anyway.
Well, try talking to your mother occasionally. That was the thing to do, wouldn't it? Just say, hello, I'm Phil. She'd go, I didn't know who the hell you are. I thought this was an Airbnb.
My mother says I was very young, but I still remember what a lovely man he was, a true gentleman. So there you go.
You know, this is very telling. Sharon McGovern again, she's talking about the ages of her family who are in hospital. 47, 76, 74. If you want to be cynical, you can say, well, that's 76 and 74. There's no ages these days. It's not an old age these days. Rolling Stones, think about it. Put it into some sort of perspective. More popular now than ever. Sharon McGovern, I had it myself in December. I was so bad for 3 weeks. I refused to go to hospital and wrote a will. Phil, would it be tactless to mention, was I in it? Would it be tactless?
God.
I'm asking your advice. Ex-BBC. What do you think? Would it be the time? Would it be appropriate?
You know what? Go for it. What's the worst that can happen?
Hey, Sharon, was I in it? Too soon? Look, you know, I tell you one of the things that really Thing that really, really bugs me. And hello, Simon Hanning. Simon Hanning, one of the nicest people on the planet. Lovely to see your message earlier. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for that very kind comment. Here's the thing. One of the things that drives me absolutely potty on social media is, anybody know anyone who's had COVID? Like, just shut up. Yes.
Let's come back on that point I made, by the way, about recovery. And she says that mostly the elderly who passed away, unfortunately, but did lose some colleagues. Good Lord. More recovery than death, though. And this is what's so important. So important to remember is that it's horrific. But to anyone who has ended up in hospital, they obviously must be pretty sick in the first place, based on how much they're expecting to have to deal with it. Now, obviously, no one wants to get to that stage. But there are many thousands who wouldn't have even had to have got to hospital. You know, they wouldn't have got to that stage. They would have recovered, thank God, at home. And it's just all of those that don't get spoken out. That just annoys me.
I'm going to link these two comments. So Mark Moody's come back. The A-listers all had one thing in common. They wanted to be photographed with Des.
Oh.
Yeah, totally. Everyone on social media, all our mates, and Mark Moody and I have a lot of mutual friends, and they're all so proudly showing their photos with Des. And the other thing is when people say, do you know anybody who's got COVID? Well, Sam Kane and his wife Linda Lusardi, two of the nicest people you could ever wish to meet, and very, very personally helpful to me. They've been really helpful to me and supportive in another venture, and they both got it. And Linda looked like Linda was going to die. And Sam was in a different ward in the same hospital. It was so bad. He got out of bed, despite being desperately ill and told to stay where he was, to go up and say goodbye to Linda. I know this because he told me personally. So it's not something I've read tittle-tattle in Take a Break magazine or something. He told me personally on the phone. So when you've got people who are friends, it doesn't matter what they do for a living. Yes. And it was awful. It wasn't like I've got a bit of a heavy flu. I mean, flu's a swine anyway, but it's not like that. It is quite different.
I see what you did there. Flu's a swine.
Did I say that?
Yes.
I didn't mean to. That was right, quite clever. Oh, hang on. I've struck gold. Sharon McGovern. You're hilarious, Russ. I'll leave my cards to you, not the bank cards. Well, you got to teach me, Sharon, how to read them. Got to teach me how to read them. Sharon McGovern changed my life. I'm just going to say that. She gave me so much positivity and said some amazing things. Extraordinary woman. Extraordinarily gifted woman. You may not believe in it. I'm extremely skeptical. But
how many takes would you like?
I don't know, love. All right, we've got that one for safety, love. Could you do it with a slight smile in your voice? That was great, Russ. Russ, that was really good. We've got that one for safety. Got it in the can. Now, do it with a slight smile in your voice. The worst, most stupid thing, the most ridiculous voiceover, I think I was called in by Sony, or the ad agency for Sony, as was everybody in London. And all the words had to say it was something like ultimate technology. It was 2 words. That was the whole voiceover script. It was like ultimate technology. Ladies and gentlemen, there are only so many ways you can say 2 words over again in an hour before you want to put your head through the window and just leap out onto Frith Street or Dean Street or wherever it was. It was ridiculous. How can I teach ultimate technology? You'll be doing this at home now, wandering around ultimate technology? I mean, how many different ways? It drove me mad.
You want to be so grateful that you weren't trying to promote the band who sang The Legend of Xanadu. Now, that would have been unfortunate if you had to say that over and over and over.
Right, because out on KTEL Records, it's Dave D, Dozy, Beaky, Mick and Titch. All right, not half. Buy it now at 99p. Alan Freeman, the best. Oh, wow. Angela Lee, Des and Bob Monkhouse, my ultimate comedy hero. No one above him. The best I've ever seen. What a guy. What a guy. Chrissy Richards, I believe in tarot cards and rune. I don't know what a rune stone is. I know it's a stone, but I don't know what they do. I have no idea.
Maybe you have to rune over it.
Let me ruminate over that. Where's the sound effect when I need? I'm going to do it again. Sod it. Let me ruminate over that. Thank you very much. Got there eventually. Sharon McGovern, you psychic genius. Often make a bacon and mushroom.
Oh, I made some mushroom soup this morning.
That's different, but I don't want a bacon and mushroom sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone was offering, God forbid. Now back soon. I'll be listening. Lessons on readings. Oh, well. She did change my life. Seriously. Françoise Pascal. I adored Des. He was a gentleman. He was. He was. Do you know one of the great things, though? Phil and I have talked about this before, about mental health and well-being. You don't want people saying lovely things about you when you're dead. You're dead. What's the point? So you like.
I certainly don't.
Like, I won't be around. You know, I'll be somewhere quite different, having a wonderful time. And you know,
I certainly don't want people saying nice things about me. Otherwise, I clearly didn't try hard enough.
Obviously, they never met you. What?
Ed Grossman.
Get out of town. You're kidding.
For a birthday party I went to age 3. No
way.
I hope he didn't do all of his repertoire. I don't think that would have been very appropriate for 3-year-olds.
Incredible. Yeah, my third birthday party, we had Frank Sinatra around in Southgate. What the hell he was? I'm kidding. No, please don't write it. I am joking. What the hell? Bob Monkhouse to children. Whatever happened to Smarty Artie and the dumbbells? Chrissy Richards, I made some tomato soup. Now, Chrissy, as you live in the middle of a farm in literally the middle of nowhere, I've never seen, I mean, there's not a building in sight. Did you grow those tomatoes?
To sunny Spain. Hey, viva España.
Ow. Yeah. So I wonder if she grew it. Quick question. I don't want to be like Radio Norwich on the BBC, but
what's your favourite ice cream?
Me?
No, I don't know. I thought you were being like Radio Norwich or something.
Hey, that's really very interesting. From Mrs. Johnson, who lives at 33, lives in a lovely part of the town. There's a lovely little cafe there that I sometimes go to. She's asking, what's your favorite ice cream? Well, mine's vanilla. How about, God almighty, that's the point when you want to drive your car straight into a pylon.
And I'm asking you today, right in on the phone, in where is the best place in Norwich to get a sausage sandwich?
A sausage. I love a sausage sandwich, Phil. I don't know about you, but goodness me, over the years, have you found that sausages have lost some of their taste? What do you think? Anyway, well, here's ABBA with Knowing Me, Knowing You.
I'm going to be quite controversial, Russell. I have to tell you that for me, the only sausage that will do is the vegetarian one.
Well, of course, that's totally up to you. So many of our listeners all over Norwich have turned vegetarian. Are you a vegetarian? Call us now so we can fill in another 10 minutes of this utter tripe. BBC Local Radio in a nutshell. Now, here's the thing. Tomatoes.
We'll be back after this. Only King. Anyway. Good Lord. Oh, Angela, please. She's now.
Oh, yeah, no, Angela's right. No, Angela's right.
She's now saying with brown.
No, Angela's right.
No. We are so not going down this road, but anyway.
Why? Oh, no, she's right. No, here's another controversy. I had a wonderful weekend. I went hiking with the family. I always have a wonderful weekend. No one on the local radio says, I had a really shit weekend. I'm so glad to be back at work, away from my wife. No one ever says that. Everything's always great. It used to drive me nuts.
It's only because no one can get away from their wife now.
Oh, yeah, they can't. They can't now. They can't now. With brown sauce, loving this. 1951. Was this the third? But 1950. Oh yeah, 1951. I've got something to show you. Hang on, I've got to show you this. This is Sharon. Oh, you're back. Shaz is back. Always brown sauce.
Dear, help me. In other news, everyone, by the way, there appears to be some breaking news that's come through in the last hour.
God, no what?
No, I think this could be a quite positive thing.
Okay.
That in America, they say that they have developed a COVID vaccine, which apparently is nearly 95% effective, which makes it more effective than the one developed here in the UK. And they are saying that this could help end the pandemic. So if that is the case, how amazing would that be?
Funny they can announce this after the election. Just saying. I mean, there couldn't possibly be any dots to join. It's a miracle, isn't it? You know, it's a miracle. Just a few days after the American election, hey, guess what, everybody?
Oh, and
Kamala's developed it. Well. Have they said that she developed it personally?
Isn't it amazing how it's a matter of weeks after the Oxford one has become available as well?
Yeah, I mean, God forbid the Americans would actually allow a British product to... Oh, God, there is it's such a history of them just nicking our stuff. And
I have no intention of being a conspiracy theorist, but
no, timing, it's not a conspiracy, it's fact.
Timing is everything, methinks.
Yeah. I know. We should get, if we were brave enough, we'd get Hugh Shakeshaft back on the show. Who's an extraordinary guy, but boy, it would really kick off. It would really kick. I'd like to see Hugh Shakeshaft versus Ed Grossman. That would be like the Thriller in Manila. That would be something. Russ, you sound like you want to work at LBC. Look, obviously you're an idiot. Goodbye. That's how I'd be if I wanted to work at LBC.
Paul Claridge. As a vegetarian, I'm offended to be linked with Radio Norwich.
Ed, this is like James O'Brien. Oh, well, you're just stupid. Goodbye. You run a show like
Sharon. Hang on, just a cotton picking second.
Yeah, showing off she's got a business.
Gotta go. Client on way. Keep up your amazing and great work. Well, first and foremost, I would like to congratulate you for seeing the amazing elements of talking about sausages. So I appreciate that. The other, oh, hello. Hang on a second.
Is that you?
Yes, it is. But it's fine.
Is that hollow ready for Friday? Are you pre-proving it? What the hell's he doing? Oh, hello. Who's calling the golden shot? It's Anne Aston. Hello, Sharon. And what do you do for a living? It's all that crap. Right, Lee Denford. Russ, this is totally off topic. He's having a whole Megillah here on the phone in the middle of the show. Lee Denford. Russ, this is totally off topic, and I'm sorry for that. But oh. All right. Let's look at this. This is why we're here. This is totally off topic. I'm sorry for that. But my mental health over the last 12 hours have sunk. I'll tell you all about it sometime this week, but it's not pretty. It's a very bad situation. Oh, right. Not good. Lee. First and foremost, what can we do to help? What can we do of a practical nature? Do you want us to try and link you up to some of our therapists and counselors that we have on Men's Radio Station? Would that help? Do you want to have a phone call off air? You tell us what we can do. Everybody's struggling. It's bad. And I must say, I had a rough 2 weeks. I had a really rough 2 weeks. And I just had to pull myself up by my bootstraps and just, knuckle down, get on with it. Then I had some lovely news, and that's really helped. But I'm really sorry, Lee, that it's not good. What? Any particular reason why? Do you want to come on air and do you want to talk about it? Do you want to speak to me after the show? Do you want to talk to Phil after the show? Let us know what we can do to help. We are here, and it is not off topic. It's Men's Radio Station where men really talk. You're a man, you're really talking. So whatever Phil and I and the team at MRS and Women's Radio Station can do, we are at your disposal, Lee. Otherwise, what would be the point of us?
And you know what, Lee, we may chat about talking about sausage sandwiches and stuff like that, but seriously, the main reason that we are here, as you well know, is to be open and honest with each other. And we do that once in a while. So thank you for using Men's Radio in the way it was meant to be.
So what we'll do, Lee, is will you DM me, because I probably don't have it, DM me on Facebook your phone number, and after the show, I will give you a call. Is that all right? If it's convenient to you. So sort of like 5 past, 10 past 1, something like that. All right, we'll do that. If that's okay, let me know. But DM me your phone number, or DM Phil your phone number, whoever you want to speak to. Stephen Marsh, I've stopped listening to LBC due to James O'Brien.
Aren't broadcasters supposed to come across as impartial rather than lay into the Tories all the time? Well, yes and no, not necessarily on LBC. LBC is very much opinion-led. So exactly the same way as you probably wouldn't find Ferrari laying into Tories in quite the same way as, say, he might do the opposition. James O'Brien is of the opposite persuasion. So,
yeah, I mean, yeah. And then you got, it's interesting because I'll tell you who's doing quite interesting little comments to camera is Kelvin McKenzie, who scares the hell out of me, to be honest with you. But he's as out there as it can be. You know, you think Phil and I are bad. We are like choir boys compared to Kelvin McKenzie's stuff he says. Wow. Whether it's right or wrong, I'm not saying it. He doesn't care. He absolutely doesn't care. BBC are now reporting a US vaccine is 95% effective. Yep, Phil covered that because Phil is on it, all over it, like a rash. Like a rash. It's really interesting.
I don't think that's a symptom.
What, a rash? No, yeah. that's meningitis. When you have to roll,
eczema
caused by stress, of course.
Yeah.
Often caused by stress. That's how it works. All right, Lee, to confirm, you're going to send me your number. I will give you, I'll diarise it and I'll give you a call at 2:30. Please remember, Lee, I'm just a bloke. I am not qualified in any medical, counselling, psychological, just one bloke to another. But please make clear, I am not pretending I have any qualifications whatsoever. Angela Lee, I like
CNN withdrawal symptoms and missing John King.
Okay, I don't know who that is. I'll pretend I do.
I don't know, but it's much better than his Spanish cousin.
Yes. Juan King. Oh, for God's sake!
He fell
Can't believe I walked into that film.
What an idiot!
I am shocked.
He did it! Amazing!
Oh,
dear.
Oh, what an
idiot! On that very note, says I like that you're on here in all this misery. Well, look, honestly, Angela, that's the whole point. It's precisely why we clown. It's a very serious subject most of the time that we talk about. I'm not talking about jam. We do talk about serious stuff most of the time. And the truth is that if you can't mix a bit of humor in with it, well, I think it will get the better of you somehow.
I've had a thought. I would like
many of us.
I would like to bounce this off everybody. I had a thought, and it's something that we were thinking about, and I was chatting with Howard Jameson about this back in the day. If we just had a comedy hour. I wonder if people would like that. I don't know. Not with Phil and I mean, with proper comedians. I don't know. Something I'm thinking of. And everyone's gone to the moon. No, we don't play. Why would you bring up Jonathan King? Why would you do that? Ooh, random thing to say, Stephen, isn't it? Am I missing something here?
What?
Am I missing something? Everyone's gone to the moon.
I don't know. I just don't know how you can see from here.
Oh, God knows. No, we're really not, Angela, but it's very kind of you to say so. Obviously, you haven't seen a real comedian for a while.
Not really to say, Angela, but for what it's worth, I mean, I argue that Russ has probably got more credentials of being a comedian than I have, because at least he's done stand-up. But
yeah, I was asked if I would do it again, and I'm really not sure. I don't know. I think I may have lost my nerve. Oh, right. Oh, Stephen, that was so subtle. Very clever. Very clever. Stephen, that was so subtle. I get it now. Thank you. Get it. Reference to John King earlier. You guys, what you like.
Is he the brother of Joe?
I'm not falling into any of your mind traps again. I'm going now I feel a fool. I feel a fool.
Honest, if you're going to fall for one of them, I'd rather it was the one. So
Comedy hour is good, says Ramsey, but music is good too for mental health. Yeah, I know. I don't want music on the show.
going forward, you should ask the guests to leave you with their favourite joke and their favourite piece of music. Now, we can't necessarily play the music on here.
No, we can't.
But interesting thought.
It is quite it's an interesting thought. I don't want to have music. There's several reasons. One is you can get music anywhere, so it would make nothing special of the both men's and women's radio station. But and also we have PRS problems because I'm too tight. Oh, I had tickets to see you, but alas, it got cancelled. But yes, that was Lloyd Beanie's show. Yes, I was doing a show. Oh God, my mind's gone completely blank.
At the Fringe.
No. We were doing a special charity show for reverse Rett's, for children with Rett's syndrome, which Lloyd Beanie's granddaughter sadly has, and I was glad to do it. And it was going to be a 2-part show, and I was really looking forward to doing it, but of course it proved absolutely impossible to do it. I can listen to music all the time, but I love this banter, says Angela Lee. Yeah, it's weird. I've had to listen to a lot of Chrissy Richards. Here we go. I think we need creepy music. In your own time. Whenever you're ready.
It wasn't working. It's not my fault.
It wasn't working. Well, pedal harder. This month is brilliant for stargazing. Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, and Venus. It's ideal here with no lights. Look, rune stones on it. They help you with life. I have stone and book. Do you have grammar as well? What's going on?
Is the moon in Uranus?
What's the matter with you? I'm the one who's meant to be the smut king, and I'm like being polite, and you're like.
Excuse me, that's a very serious astrology question.
You're like Bernard Manning today.
Oh, for God's sake, excuse me, that's a very serious question to someone who studies astrology and all of those horoscope type things.
Have you noticed they've changed it from, we always grew up, it was Uranus, and now it's Uranus. Because people on TV
can't say up without laughing.
Of course they can't. They have to change the name to Uranus and hope they can get through it without going, because that would look so shit, wouldn't it? That would be me. I'd be on a really serious show, have to say the name, and then I'd get the giggles.
Well, my personal favorite is when they call it Uranus. Uranus. Uranus.
Pirate music. See, Johnny Depp has pulled out of
Uranus. Oh, Uranus.
Oh, no, stop. No, he didn't pull out of
Uranus. No, Uranus.
I'm not sure you know what you did there. I will tell you after the program.
What?
I can't tell you on that. Not even I can do that.
Oh, what did I do?
Oh, Sue Sleep. Russ at the Fringe was a great show. Oh, thank you, Sue Sleep. That's so kind of you there. Oh, that's very good, Stephen Marsh. Is the moon in Uranus? Was that a spontaneous comment, or did you plan it?
Plan it? Oh, look at that. You get one of those. You get a digim. Well
Boy,
done.
Marsh is on fire today. Ramsey, yes, indeed. Have a look at Nordorf Robbins, because Ramsey is saying BAMT. Help. What is that? British Association of Music. What does it mean?
Well, let's
Help
look at
out, Ramsey. For British Academy of Music, something therapy. Is it British Academy of Music Therapy? I'm making that up. I don't know.
Oh, well done, British Association for Music Therapy.
Wow.
There you go. Well done.
This wasn't a bit of a guess for an idiot. Where are we? Hang on. Come on. Come down. Come down. Oh, go on now.
Oh,
completely gone. I can't find.
Ross says, can't wait to see Russ again in his show, Kane Laughter. When? I loved the show. It was so good.
Oh, very sweet of you, Francoise. Merci beaucoup.
This is turning into massive.
No, it's really not. I hate all that. If you knew me personally, I get very embarrassed by it. Chrissy Richards. Sometimes the rune stones were used by the Druids. How did that work out for them? And Vikings. What? No.
Look up on the internet.
It's information. They help guide you.
I understand. The Vikings didn't have
access. Sat nav. That helps guide me.
The Vikings didn't have access to the internet.
Well, they might have done. You don't know. How do you think they got their little boats and they schlepped over to England for a bit of raping and pillaging because they were bored, and they probably had a sat-nav on the boat. You know the big kind of dragon thing on the front? Maybe that was an early sat-nav. Left a bit, down a bit. I say it, chaps. Left hand down a bit. Navy lot. Leslie Phillips. Marvellous. What do we got? BAMT said music therapy is an established psychological clinical. Oh God, this is forever. Clinical intervention, which is delivered by Health and Care Professionals Council, registered music therapists to help people of all ages whose lives have been affected. This is absolutely true by injury, illness, or disability through supporting their psychological, emotional, cognitive, physical, communicative, and social needs. Yeah, well, music's great. Music can totally lift you up. Totally lift you up. And I would totally attest to that. The last few weeks I've been feeling like, and I just been, when I walk Ebony, the mini schnauzer, I put on a lot of David Lee Roth and Van Halen and AC/DC. I have it until my ears are practically bleeding, and I am in the greatest of moods by the time I finish my walk. Absolutely true. My pick-me-up music there's two particular albums that I absolutely love because I love live concert albums. And one is AC/DC Live at the River Plate. And if you've never seen the video, it's the best live concert video I've ever seen. It's brilliant. So AC/DC Live at the River Plate. And the other one is the Rolling Stones Havana Moon, which is when they played Havana to about 500,000 plus people, which is just a fabulous album as well. And you just feel energized by all the enthusiasm of the crowd. Anyway, that's what works for me. There we go. Viking Direct. That's a smart movie. That's all your office supplies, isn't it? Viking Direct, when people had offices. Oh my God. Oh, here we go. Paul Claridge. Interesting point. That's Paul. That's a really clever point. Do you want to read that out?
No, I don't. I've just seen what the last word is. Russ says he won't.
No. You know who he is. It's not a joke. It's true. You know who he is?
Russ says he won't have music on the show, but he will have comedy. Well, can I suggest we all request songs by the Barron Knights or Weird Al Yankovic?
Weird Al Yankovic is great. It's been going for like forever in America, and he does brilliant parodies of songs. He's a very clever guy. I used to love the Barron Knights. When I was growing up, I loved the Barron Knights. Let's all call up the other groups. We think it's a great idea. Send the Searchers to Algiers for about 1,000 years. And then they'd do an impression of like the Searchers and all that sort of stuff. They were very clever, the Barron Knights. Sam Monroe just got back home. That was a hell of a party. How much Tupperware did you buy? Sam Monroe, where have you been? Where have you been? What do you mean you've just got home? Where have you been out? No one goes out. Where you gone? Shops? Been walking Ziggy? What? We need to know.
I think we've got too much Tupperware recently. I need to put a lid on it.
They still do Tupperware parties. I kind of I like all that. Do they still do it?
Not sure.
Sam Monroe, my nights are barren at the moment. Wah, 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 wah.
I must admit, though, I do enjoy a good Tupperware party. I can hardly contain myself. I'll keep going till I find one you like.
I'm here all week. Thank you very much. Sam Monroe, you went to the dentist, but it's not 2:30.
When it comes to Tupperware jokes, I've got a stack of them.
I'll put a lid on it.
Did
that one? I went into a coma at that point. Sam Monroe's been to the dentist. A dentist? Serious question. I didn't even know dentists were open. My dentist has gone desperately quiet. I need to see the dentist. I like to go to the hygienist. And
actually, in all seriousness, though, I do enjoy Tupperware jokes because it keeps it fresh.
Got any more while you're in the mood? He's so amused himself. He's cracked himself up. He's cracked himself up over Tupperware gags. And we thought BBC Radio Norwich was crap. Absolutely ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous.
I'm so sorry. I do apologize.
Yeah. wonder if anyone else remembers the Baron Knights. They were terribly good. What was Russ Abbott's group? The Black Abbots. That was it. Russ Abbott had a similar group to the Baron Knights. It was called the. Oh, help me out, gang. I think it was called the Black Abbots.
Yes, the Black Abbots.
Nothing to do with Hackney. Before everybody writes in, thank you. No, it wasn't. That was just called the Black Abbots. And then he went solo. And then he became. Oh, what a fantastic guy he is! Wow. Oh, Stephen, Mark, you're going to read this one out, Phil, Dave. You're going to read this one.
Stephen Marsh says, I took my dentist a semi-hollow apple pie. He told me it needed a good filling.
Oh, now your mother's getting involved. God. Go on.
I don't like Tupperware. You can see right through them. What have we started?
I don't know. I have no idea. Paul Claridge. Weird Al Yankovic granted my young friend Amber Jones. What a cool name is that? Amber Jones. Sounds like a sort of Bond girl, doesn't it? Amber
Maybe
Jones.
we can change MRS to men's reusable storage.
You're loving this. You are on a roll. You're just loving this. Granted my young... more. Can I get this thing out, please? Paul Claridge says, a Weird Al, granted Weird Al Yankovic, that is, granted my young friend Amber Jones an interview for her vlog. She's only 16. Oh, bless. But she's a great ambassador for autism and Asperger's, which she suffers from. Al was true to his word and filmed the interview with her over the weekend. Wowza.
Bravo.
What
Very
a lovely
good.
thing to do. Come on,
Send.
read out send because you are on a roll now.
Why did the sea lion go to the Tupperware party? He was looking for the perfect seal. See?
Tupperware is what a Yorkshireman called his. Tupperware. Very good. It's very good.
Oh god, I'm sorry, that is so stupid, but I love it.
Sen, that's very, very funny. You got to put that one in your next movie because that is terribly. That is very, very funny. Are you just doing that? Were you just? Have you noticed when women or girls they go, when they get emotional? What is this? They go, what are you trying to do? You're trying to blow the tears back into your eye sockets. Right?
Oh, no, I'm just having a flush.
It's ridiculous. You're having a flump. I'm very worried about you. You're 34 years old and you're having a menopausal flush. What the hell?
Menopausal.
Well, I don't know what it is. Talking about your joke, says Ramsey, does Phil have a corned beef sandwich business? I buggered that up. Hey, Phil, Ramsey says, according to your jokes, does Phil have a corned beef business? I don't get it. Corned beef.
What?
Move on. Wasn't that great?
Oh. Paul Claridge quite rightly says humour is the best medicine. I completely agree.
Withers? Angela Lee, Withers. We talking about Lovely Day? Lovely Day. Lovely. It bores me stupid, that song.
I do hate
I know
it when
everyone loves that song. I don't.
I do hate it though when artists' names mislead though. I mean, Bill Withers, no, he doesn't. Leanne Rhymes, no, it does not. What the hell's the matter with these people? Why are they misleading us?
A duck walked into the chemist. He said, I'd like some lip balm, please. And he said, casual charge. He says, stick it on my bill. Okay. Answering my...
Anyway, you'll be utterly delighted to hear that we're nearly out of time for today's show.
God. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's just silly. I think it's sometimes just being silly is fine because sometimes when we've had very, very heavy shows, Phil and I speak afterwards and we're like, whoo, that was like took us into extremely dark but fascinating territory. I find all our guests absolutely extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. Anyway, it's off. Very good. I used to tell jokes about the jolly green giant, but they were too corny. Yeah. Okay, good to go out on high.
Absolutely. Always end on a strong joke.
That's it. Leave them wanting less. Start the car. thank you very much for everybody for joining us. It was lovely. Some new faces there, which was absolutely great.
Oh yeah.
We will be back on, whether you like it or not, we'll be back, God willing, on Wednesday from 12 till 1. And then we're back on Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
And I just point out, he just said God willing. So, I mean, strange.
I know. You can see the state of my mind. You can see the state where I'm going at the moment. Anyway, yeah, there we are.
My mother reckons, love today's show. It was so lighthearted, which we all need. Well, come back on Wednesday at midday for some more of the same. Bye, everyone.